Hello, as you see, we are still on the 5th of August. Now, my last video I looked at why I don't buy from Shein, and why Temu is technically the only place I can buy bulk items from, solely down to cost. Now, I know there is a number of people who rave highly about Vinted. Now, we're going to go over why I don't use Vinted. And the simple reason why is this. I'm going to keep you waiting. No. So, hello and welcome to B&D. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the little bell for your notifications. Meow. Let's look at things in a simple manner, okay? You could go to a charity shop and buy whatever it is. A dress, a skirt, a pair of shoes, stuff like that. Now, if you take the amount of money that you're going to be spending on Vinted to that charity shop, your world opens up a massive amount of stuff in all the charity shops that you could buy for that amount of money. Now, I haven't given you an amount of money, but what is the likelihood? What is the likelihood of Vinted coming out with a dress for £3? Yeah, plain and simple, for £3 I can go in a charity shop. And I went into a charity shop just yesterday, today, and they had a sale and all the dresses were £3. All the sizes, all the dresses. So you could find that dress on the shelf, or find a dress you like for £3 and just buy it and go no further than that. You've got it, you can try it on, you can wear it that night. With Vinted, you have a little different. You find an item, you then pay peer protection money in case you get screwed over. Then you pay postage. Then you wait to have it delivered. All right. Now, put all of that money together. Now, you might buy a £3 dress and peer protection might be another £1. Now we're at £4. Postage on a dress isn't going to be cheap. It's probably going to be £3 or more. Put that onto it. You're now at £7. Now, go back to the charity shop. You were going to spend £7 to buy a Vinted dress and have it delivered to your house. Now go to the charity shop and you can have a look at all the dresses up to the value of £7. Because that's what you were going to spend anyway. And once again, the higher you get in price, the more charity shops you can go to, because certain dresses are £5 and £6. You open up a much wider range. I have seen dresses that I have liked in charity shops, but I haven't bought them. Reason? Because some of them are £5 and £6 and even £7, and I won't pay that much. But if you're prepared to go onto Vinted and buy a £3 dress, or pay for the protection and pay for the postage, you've spent £7, and you could get this dress there where you can see it and closely look at it and make sure there's no marks on it or anything, and you're done, ready for that night. So Vinted isn't all that it's cracked up to be, and I have bought one item from Vinted and it was all right, but I managed to get free postage on it. I don't know how. I think it was an offer that Vinted were doing. But when I looked at how much I would be spending on the item, I definitely go, I can get something like this cheaper. And that's the problem. Once you add postage, which in the UK is expensive, whatever your cheap item is, isn't cheap anymore. The cost of getting that item to your house is important, not the cost of what the dress is, not the cost of whatever the item on Vinted is that you're getting. It is the total cost that you will pay to get that item in your hand. And most people just ignore that. They will tell you the price of the dress, of what it went for, not the price, what they physically paid to get it in their hands. So, yeah, that dress cost me £3. No, it really cost you £7. But you're not going to tell people it cost you £7. You're going to say, look, it was on here, and look at it. See, there's a one like it. There's £3. No, it's not. A price of anything is always based on what the price is after you've had it delivered to you. And you can't ignore this price. You can't and just wipe off that you've paid X amount of money to have it delivered. So, like going to Amazon and buying some nail varnish. Now, this might be £5. If you give to Amazon their payment, which is £95 a year now, then you might get free delivery on it. But Amazon might want you to spend £20 and then they'll give you free, or they may just give you free, because it might depend on who's bringing it out. But it's the total cost, not just the price of the item. You have to add the extras. So once again, Vinted might have nice things, but charity shops have nice things. Charity shops normally check most of their stuff before they put them on the shelves, especially if they're expensive. Especially if they're wanting to charge customers more than a £5, they have a look over it. And that's what you should do anyway. You look for the zip that sticks, or a tear in whatever the fabric is. You know, you can't see what it is. You can't try it on, and if you need to send it back, how? You're going to be stuck with a dress you paid £7 for. I've got hiccups. You got a dress that you paid £7 for. I still have hiccups. You can't take it back. If you buy that dress in the charity shop and it doesn't fit, got your receipt, take it back. Saying, this says it was this size. It isn't. It doesn't fit. Can I get something else? Charity shop will say, sure, you've got your receipt. Normally don't take your labels off them until you've tried them on. Fine, just find something else then if you want. If you're not, then we can give you the money back because you've got the receipt. And they can do that. Now that's customer service. You don't have that with Vinted. If you get something and it doesn't fit, that's your problem, not the person who sold it. If the item is a very tight fit, which it can be, some sizes that say they're a size actually aren't, then you're stuck with an item you've paid money for and you can't even wear it. Where will it end up? Probably in a charity bag. And you'll never wear it, and you spent money on it. So, with that, you have to look that, yeah, if you're prepared to spend money that is £5 or whatever on something from Vinted and cover all the costs that you're going to incur by getting it, therefore, you're quite willing to spend more money on whatever the item is. So therefore, you might as well go to the charity shop and say, look, I'm looking for something similar to that dress. Or is there anything else that catches my eye? But I'm prepared to pay £6 and £7 for it. Yeah. in charity shops, you're more likely to find a lot more stuff that's that price, and you've got a much bigger chance of finding something you like. So take that, and don't just fall for it's meant to be the easy way is getting an app and looking and just scrolling through pictures to find what you want instead of just going to a shop. No, the app's easier. It's not. You have to remember also that you have to stay in on the day your parcel's due, or the postman might not deliver it, or you might hide it in a stupid place, or you might put it in with your rubbish, so therefore your parcel ends up smelling of your rubbish bin. Yeah. So you're not saving time, you're not saving money, technically speaking, just because that was easier to do. It was much easier just to go to the shop, a day out in fresh air and then a good exercise, much better than sitting and ordering stuff. I would much prefer not ordering from Temu and buying the stuff in the shop. Can't do that. Shops don't sell at the price Temu does. So with that, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next video. So bye for now. Next time.